Mama always told me only obey God. Don't you ever let a girl take its place inside your heart. There's a calling on your life, son, you know from the start. And if you ain't home by streetlights, I'ma find out where you are, yeah. Wake up with the joy, cause I know that I've been changed. Give the credit to my savior, cause my blessings in his name. They give protests, I give praise. They see struggle, I see grace. They say life gon' pass me by, but I am running at his pace, yeah. Tell me how you really feel. I know I'm not perfect, but he's working still. Never been the type to sugarcoat my ways. But everything you say bringing me tooth decay. I'm trying to get the truth today. Why you acting like this new? You know that he guides my ways. And my
another installment of Tina's Tiny Tuesdays. I am going to be painting some things today that, you know, just give me some joy. Some things that, you know, just make me joyful and happy, and I hope they do the same for you as well. If you guys want to check out my website, it is tinastextportraits.com. I do have a bunch of stuff available on my website. I'm going to keep talking about this probably all year, I don't know. But I put a lot of work into it, so I want people to know about it, okay? I have my wall calendar that is available. It's 3 paintings for each month. Oh, what is that? I just looked over at my other screen and it just looked really crazy for a second. My wall calendar, it's available. You can get that on my website. There's 3 months per... Not 3 months. 3 paintings per month. These are all things I made last year, either on stream or, you know, just in my private painting time. But yeah, look at how pretty January was. Just gorgeous. Just look at it. It's so beautiful. People should get it. Well, more people should get it. And I have a bunch of other things there. Actual, I have mini paintings. I have large paintings as well. The biggest painting I have available is 4 feet by 4 feet. Now, that's a really big painting. If you want to acquire it, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just saying that's really big. Like, it takes up most of the wall that's beside me, at least lengthwise. But yeah, I'm gonna be painting some things that just kind of make me happy, make me joyful. I hope they do the same for you guys as well. Without further ado, I'm gonna start off with a nice, calm, beautiful, serene beach painting because I miss the days where summer was a big deal. Now summer's just hot. Hot, and I'm still just working, and I miss the days where summer was a lot more fun and lively and childlike. I miss those days so much. Maybe I'll actually like do something for like go somewhere. Not for my birthday. I have something else planned for my birthday, but you know, maybe I'll just get out more during the summer because I was working like the whole summer, and it just I mean that's adulting, but you know, when you're just inside and then you just never see the light of day except for like when you're, you know, going to or fro a location, it's just, it sucks the life out of you. It sucks the joy. thank you to the people that like to lurk on my streams. I know some people just like to watch and kind of have stuff in the background as they go about doing their day or doing their chores. I do that a lot. There's a lot of like theology. I don't know why my brain could not process that word. I did not get enough sleep last night, but sometimes mouth just not brain connect. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I watch a lot of, like, well, I have, like, a lot of, like, theology, like, podcasts and stuff just, like, in the background, or, like, history podcasts just in the background when I'm, like, doing dishes or editing my website and stuff like that. So I appreciate the lurkers in the chat. I appreciate your viewership, because oftentimes I myself am a lurker in other people's live streams. I watch more live streams and podcasts now than I do television. Like, it took me like a full, like, 2 weeks to actually, like, sit down and watch Squid Game, because I was just like, I can't do dubbed. I cannot. Absolutely cannot do dubbed Korean shows. I have to hear it in Korean. I have to read the subtitles. I cannot do it any other type of way. It just feels wrong to me. Especially since I was intense about studying the language at a different point in my life. As of right now, it is what it is. I want to get back into the habit of studying and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like there's so much that I've forgotten that when I go back and start reading and stuff, like, there's gonna be a long, awkward adjustment period. Especially since when I was hardcore studying, I listened to Korean music, I listened to Korean podcasts, well, Korean language learning podcasts, I watched Korean TV. Everything about my life was consumed. Every part of my free time was consumed by Korean content. 'Cause I had gave myself this really lofty goal in my first, it was 2017, 2018, I think. I gave myself this goal to reach being conversationally fluent by the start of the next January. I think it was like January 2018 is like when I wanted to be conversationally fluent and like reach like a certain like testing level on the Talk to Me in Korean website. And so I was just reading and studying all these complicated grammar points and stuff, but I wasn't studying enough vocab, and I wasn't giving myself like enough time to like really sit down and consume the material. I was consuming the I was consuming the material. I wasn't giving myself enough time to actually absorb it and let it sink in. I just kept adding more and more to the knowledge base instead of having like a really great foundation. And so when I didn't reach that testing level, I was upset, and I had wanted to this might have been in 2019, I think. 2019, and then yeah, it was 2018 going into 2019 when I had this lofty goal. And then I was like, well, I want to get certified. I want to take the have like a language certificate. I forget what it's called, but it's like you take like a government standard test, but they only do it like 4 times a year in like 3 different states. And so I had planned on, I think that it was in like Washington or Oregon where the test was. So I had planned on, because I had money saved up, because I was saving up for other things. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this money, I'm gonna fly out there, I'm gonna take this test, I'm gonna get certified. And so I was doing all these things to try and reach this point, but I didn't reach I was disappointed in January of 2019 because I didn't reach that point. But then COVID happened, and so I wasn't able to even go and take that test anyway. So sometimes when things fall through, it's not the end of the world. But anyway, because I have this background knowledge of Korean, I can't in good conscience watch the dubbed over stuff. And so it took me a long time to, I guess 2 weeks isn't a long time to consume 8 hours of television, but it felt like a long time, because usually that would have been like oh, let me do this right now, let me knock this out in a day. But sorry for all the yapping. I was not painting for like a good 30 seconds of that yap session. You know, some things just aren't meant to work out. Because imagine if I did reach that level and then I just couldn't take the test, and then I would have had to wait until, 2020 something, until the world opened back up. Things are open now. I could restudy and relearn and get that certification. But it just meant... Hi, Lef. You're here for the yapping? It just meant a lot to me way back when. Probably way more than it would mean if I got certified now. I mean, now it would just be like look really good on a resume, and then, I would just be able to have the confidence probably to speak to the people that I buy stuff from at the beauty supply store and order food in Korean. It's like, okay, I'm certified now. I can actually feel okay speaking this to native speakers. For a while, me and my sister, before we would go to our church, because we have an afternoon service, we don't have a morning service. So for like, I don't know, it was like 6 or 7 weeks, maybe it was less than that, but we would go to a Korean church in the morning, and then there'd be like an hour in between like the end of their church service and the start of our church service, because I was trying to get more confident in speaking Korean. And this was last year that I was doing this, and I still like I was getting like a little bit back into studying, but hey Jay, nice to see ya. But I wasn't super crazy about it like I was in the past. 네, 한국어를 할 수 있어요. Yeah, and the church isn't too far for me. It's like maybe like 12 minutes down the road. Like, I would pass it sometimes, and I would just be like, I should go there one day just to check it out. And then I convinced Katrina to go with me, and then we just kept going back. And they have a beautiful sounding choir. It's like they do a couple of like congregational songs where like the words will be up on screen and everybody like sings together, and then there's like a couple songs that the choir just sings by themselves, and it sounds heavenly. I mean, the congregational stuff is nice too, but it's like everybody's singing it, so some people are flat, some people are sharp. I haven't been since September, but sometimes I'll still pop in on their live streams and watch them, watch the pastor speak and watch the choir sing, and it's a nice time. But the last time I went there was actually the day before my mother died, and so we didn't go for a while because, you know, we were setting up funeral arrangements and grieving and stuff, and I know when I go back they'll be like, oh, I haven't seen you in a long time, why aren't you here, and why haven't you been here? And then I would have to explain the whole, you know, life.
I have a question for you.
Yes, what's your question?
Did you see Den of Thieves?
Yeah, we saw the first one together.
I thought so.
With Ice Chip.
Yeah, Chip. Alright.
Ice Cube's son. I call him Ice Chip.
Did you want to see that?
Why, you want to see that tonight?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can go see that tonight.
Okay. Because I was going by myself because I didn't think nobody would want to see it.
We saw the first one.
I couldn't remember who all seen it with.
It was me, you, and Mom, I think. I think it was just the three of us. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would like to go back to the Korean church. I just, Oh, and they serve lunch after the sermon, too. And it's free. They give you free lunch. And so it's just like, ooh, I get to meet Korean people, worship Jesus together, practice my Korean, and I get free lunch. It was like... It was some really great Sunday mornings. But I just have to, you know... just that initial awkwardness of, you know, all these people that know you because they know that, like, oh, that's the, you know, the girl that can speak Korean, and Ice Chip is low-key disrespectful. I know his name was like O'Shea or something like that, but, you know, he's Ice Cube's son, and so, you know, he got Ice Cube, and then he's a chip off the old block, so Ice Chip. That's my logic behind it. Yeah, Jesus and Korean barbecue. I mean, most of the time it was more like bibimbap or like like soups and stuff like that. That's what it was most of the time, but it was, you know, it was a real good time. It's just, it would make my Sundays so long because I'd have to wake up extra early to go to their church, and then make sure all the equipment stuff is ready for my church, and then only have like an hour between the two church services. It was just, Sundays were super long. But I'll go back and visit soon. Because I do miss them, and I do miss going and singing the songs together. And it's always fun to see what words you do and don't know. accepted it. I'll just give it a good minute and 30 seconds before I respond to my Twitch people. Man, I have been yapping today. I've been working on this for 20 minutes. It's just a sunset. Oh, now it tells me that the ad pops up. My bad. I could have responded already. It's sad. Let's throw some magenta in there. Yeah, they would have kimchi at every meal. There'd always be kimchi on the table. And, what else would they do? It was usually like, they would always have kimchi. It was usually like some sort of soup that they would have. Whether that was, I think maybe they served kimchi jjigae, which is kimchi soup. There's a seaweed soup that it's traditional to serve on people's birthdays. And so whenever, it was someone's birthday, there'd be seaweed soup and some sort of other, something to accompany it. The first day we came, it was the pastor's birthday, and so they had a bunch of stuff. I think they had like fried shrimp, and I think they had some bulgogi, and they had rice, and they had I think maybe some Korean pancakes too, and it was, yeah, the first time we came, it was a good day to come. Today's your birthday! Oh wow! Happy birthday, Jay! Be sure to have your seaweed soup so you can have another healthy and prosperous year. I would sing happy birthday, but I don't want your ears to bleed. Sunshine rays just a little bit higher. Time for the actual like beach part of this. 41 today, officially uncle, yeah. I mean 41, that's, I think my brother's 41. Yes, I think my older brother is 41. that's not too bad of an age. Just, you know, every year is a blessing. Every year is a blessing. You know, usually people consider like certain ages like a fun age to get to. But I find there's a reason for like each age to be fun or funny in some sort of way. When I turned 27, I had a Pride and Prejudice themed birthday. Because there's this line in the movie where she says, "I'm 37 years old." What does Charlotte say? "I'm 37 years old. I have no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And I'm frightened, Lizzie, so don't you dare judge me. Don't you dare." Because she was like marrying this dude that was a complete loser. But and so she's telling her best friend like not to judge her for it. And so when I turned 27, I had a Pride and Prejudice themed birthday because it was like I'm 27 years old and I ain't got no prospects. And so I wore like a costumey like Regency era dress, and my mom and 3 of my sisters, they took me to this restaurant in Detroit that it's one of like the oldest, it's a historical building, but it's been converted into a restaurant, and it's one of the oldest buildings still like standing from that time period. So that was a fun birthday. And it was not a cheap restaurant, and so it was very, very... It was very special. It was definitely very special. We had beef Wellington. I think it was like a 4 or 5 course dinner. You're even dorkier than I thought. Yeah. Like, Pride and Prejudice, I don't have like a favorite movie, because there's just like, there's like 5 movies that just like always remain very special in my heart, that are just like, I can watch them at any point. Pride and Prejudice, Sweeney Todd the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, The Punisher, Nightmare Before Christmas, what's the other one? There's like 10 movies, but I'm trying to think of... Oh, Ready or Not, that's another one. Yeah, but it's like the only romance one. There's a children's cartoon, a romance flick, and then 3 murder movies that I'm always down to watch. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. It was first a musical that was adapted to a movie. It's directed by Tim Burton. It has Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, Alan Rickman. It's probably the best musical singing about death and destruction you'll ever watch. Prince of Egypt. Let me take that back. The Prince of Egypt. is the second best musical you ever will watch about death and destruction and stuff like that. But yeah, Pride and Prejudice, I'm a huge nerd about. Yeah, she's really popular. I'm usually confident in my English abilities, but then I get hit by a mouthful like that. Hi, Shantae. How you doing? Yeah, I'm the same way with Korean. Like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I understand, and then people just talk really fast, and then I'm just like, I have no idea what was said. And then I'll just nod, and then it turns out it was a question. That's not just yes or no. It's like, oh, did you, what was your favorite part of the sermon? Nod. And it's just like, let's... And then they just switch to English, and I'm like, oh, okay. I tried. Yeah, I'm a huge Pride and Prejudice nerd. Not Jane Austen specifically, because I've tried reading some of her other works, and I'm just like, Jane, you yap a lot. Like, she just overly... Well, I guess a lot of literature back then kind of, like, overly described, but, she was a bit of a yapper. Then again, you know, different writing styles and stuff. Like, I tried reading Mansfield Park, I think, and then, like, I'm like, oh, I'll read a little bit of it tonight, because I had got this, the day that I failed my driver's test, Sabrina took me to Barnes & Noble to cheer me up, and we picked out books. And so I got the full, complete work of Jane Austen's novels. And so Pride and Prejudice was in there, but I had already read it, and then I tried to read some of her other works, and I was like, oh gosh, this is a mouthful. This is a lot to take in. I'm gonna have to... Like, some of those books I've been trying to finish for years, and then I just forget who the characters are. Then I have to watch, like, a YouTube breakdown to remind myself who's who, and who's a cousin, and who's a love interest, and who's a cousin love interest. Oh yeah, that can be frustrating when trying to learn another language and when speaking with a native, they just switch to English. Yeah. Sometimes just like, was my understanding really that bad? Or is this easier for you? And it was just... It's like, okay, never mind. Zamboni, you're feeling fantastic today. Talk about it. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Although, my day did not start off so joyful. Last night, this is gonna be another nerd thing, guys, but I love Keanu Reeves. I love that man. I've seen every John Wick film at least twice. He just has a beautiful face and a beautiful heart. I love that man. Oh, new Fantastic Four trailer. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Okay. So, last night, I had a dream that I was dating Keanu Reeves, but he was my age, but still had the John Wick long hair feel to him. And we were, like, watching movies together with my family. And, you know, my family just kept, like, interrupting the movie and being like, you know, Keanu, I loved you when such and such. And he was like, oh, thank you. You know, I was really proud of that film, yada, yada, yada. I forgot to turn off my alarm this morning because I was not supposed to wake up that early. So my alarm clock woke me up. And I was... I was just like, Keanu, no. He's gone. Shantae said, I used to love reading Laura Ingalls Wilder's Little House on the Prairie series with all her landscape descriptions, but ask me, can I do that now? Yeah, sometimes just like the overly descriptive work, it tires you out. It can tire you out. I have to be in the mood to read now, which is so crazy because before I just, I could just pick up a book and just be reading it for 12 hours and then it's like, oh, the day is gone. Now it's like it's like, okay, laundry is done, I don't have to work today, it's like all this other stuff is done, let me pick up a book and read it for like a half hour for entertainment and then I gotta do other stuff. I don't know, maybe I just need to learn how to relax. Maybe that's the real lesson here. I realized I have turned into to Jane Bennett, saying I wish I had more time to read, but there's always so many other things to do. Meanwhile, Lizzie's in the corner with the book and a snarky remark ready at any moment. Man, I used to just love consuming books. And there are some days where it's just like, I'll feel down, and then I'll go buy myself a book, and then I'll read like the first chapter, and then it'll just get put on my shelf. Like, I have a stack of books behind me that I leave there so I remember to read them later, but they have not moved. And some of them are by authors that I really love and really enjoy, and it's just like, dang. She got any upside? I don't have the time. Or rather, I don't make the time. Alright, need to put one final touch on this painting that I took way too long on because I've just been yapping. I have not seen the Fantastic Four trailer yet, Zamboni, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. I know it dropped, I just have not watched it because I don't know if I want to care about Marvel stuff anymore. Marvel used to be like, oh yeah, gotta see it Thursday night before, you know, all the regular normies see it on Friday. Oof, the all too familiar pile of books. Yeah. And these are just the ones I keep near my desk. I have a whole, like, row of books on my bookshelf that in my room that I have not read. I'm just like, I Actually, it's 2 rows. It's 2 rows of books because there's the Jane Austen anthology book, and then there's the Edgar Allan Poe anthology book, and then I have Korean comics. I have manhwas that I originally read in English online, but I asked them as a gift for Christmas them in Korean, and you know, my reading comprehension is for asking about people's hobbies and where they work and their daily lives. It's not so much about fighting monsters. So there's a lot of things I don't quite understand yet. But it's been a while since I picked it up. But then again, it's been a while since I've studied. So I don't know how much of the book I can actually read and understand. It's a really great series, though. I read the manhwa online. I have 3 out of the 12 volumes. And I watched the show on Netflix. Although the show on Netflix, it did seriously deviate from the comic, but I think they did that so that they could have extra seasons on Netflix, potentially. And they, worked in a romance that was not in the books. I'm like, I get that this is Netflix or whatever, but it's just that was not their relationship. They were just kind of friends. They weren't, the girl was not in love with the main character. And then one character that was in the comic, there was there was a tough guy character who was a cop. In the show, they made the tough guy character, well, there were 2 of them, kind of. There was a criminal that was doing shady things for good reasons, I guess you could say. There was him as a tough guy, but there was also a female firefighter. And they just put her character through the ringer, man. It's this used to be a cop, and they added all these storylines with her, and none of it happened. It's all this torture just is not canon. All this pain and suffering she's going through is not even real. Dang. I think she's a really cool character, though. I'm just dang, I miss the cop sometimes. I don't know. Alright, there we have our first painting that I yapped all the way through. Okay, something else that I... For next, I think I'll do that last, actually. Next, you guys know I love to paint a nice jelly. Just looking for a specific shade of blue. Okay. Bottom of the bag. Jellyfish. Did I say jelly bean? I might have said jelly bean. I don't know. I call one of my nieces Jelly Bean. So if I said jelly bean, that's probably why. I'm gonna paint a jellyfish. Oh, you're just joking, okay. Like I said, my alarm, oh, I just said jelly. I just stopped at the middle of the word. That's even worse. Okay. Like I said, my alarm accidentally woke me up too early, so I did not get all the hours of sleep that I should have. Also, I went to bed late. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna paint nice blue background. And jazz style music makes me sort of wish I kept playing the saxophone. Sad part is, don't have the saxophone anymore. It was damaged in a flood. On Thursday this week, instead of me painting a bunch of minis, I plan on, you know how plans go. The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. But I plan on doing a bigger painting, not a painting for the children's book that I'm working on, but just a larger size canvas. It's been a while since I painted on something super big. I mean, it's not... It's a 10 by 20, so it's not huge, but it's bigger than like a regular sheet of paper, you know? So that should be fun. I just have to remind myself to sketch it out beforehand before I start painting and making things, because what I have in mind would be difficult to just freehand. It'll probably take a while to conceptualize. I want to be able to do the painting justice and do the painting right, so... Do I have any favorite painter? Like from history? I like some of Van Gogh's stuff, the looseness of his style. Obviously, I don't paint in that style. I mean, I did make his Starry Nights one time. I mean, you can see it on the background for my, you know. I like some of Van Gogh's stuff. My mom actually bought me like a book about his life and his work for my birthday. It's another one of those things that I started reading and didn't finish. I should probably take another look at that. Like some of the, you know, Michelangelo's stuff, you know, like painting like Sistine Chapel and stuff like that. I don't have anyone too obscure. Oh, there was this one woman who... What was her name? She was like Italian. Famous... There's like one specific painting. There's one specific painting that I'm thinking about. I can't think what it's called. But it's... She painted something from like something that's like an extra biblical story. But I can't think of... Oh! I can't think of it. I named one of my D&D characters after her, and I can't think of her name. because it was like it was either a long French or Italian name, and I picked out part of one of the 12 names that she had and named it my character after it, but I can't think of how all the names go together. This is gonna bother me. I don't know. I'm the Artemisia yeah, I can't say that, but Artemisia, that was her name. Yeah, she had like this one specific painting of okay. I'm just gonna bring it up on screen because this is I saw the painting, like someone told me about the painting and I was just like, the detail work is just so incredible. Yeah, I don't yeah. Yeah, it was, Artemisia... She was an Italian Baroque painter. She was considered one of the most accomplished 17th century artists, initially working in the style of Caravaggio. She produced professional work by the age of 15 in an era when women, you know... But yeah, that's, she was a pretty cool painter. But just like the detail work, like in the cloth and stuff like that, I don't know why, but paintings and stuff. Where's the thing to stop? Okay. Yeah, paintings where there's like a lot of detail work in like cloth and stuff like that. It mystifies me. Also, you guys know I have a mild, I don't want to say obsession, I just, you know, a bit of a dark humor, I guess you could say, but, yeah, Artemisia, she had interesting work. Yeah, I named my D&D character's name was Artemisia, but that was when I was like, you can call me Misha for short, and she was like this old lady. Yeah, she was like an old turtle, like a turtle humanoid that was a barbarian. I didn't play her for very long because our party TPK'd shortly after I brought her into existence, and then the campaign ended, so as much as I loved being a crazy Italian turtle lady, it didn't last very long. Yeah, but Baroque style paintings, they fascinate me sometimes. Like the last time I went to an art museum, I was just like staring at, because you know, if you can paint a good face, that's one thing, but just like painting cloth to make it look realistic, like the folds and the I don't know, something about it is just, like I said, it mystifies me. But yeah, that was a good episode of Doctor Who with Van Gogh. Just changing the subject to something more lighthearted and fun. I think it would be cool to do like a deep dive into like Baroque style paintings and try to kind of recapture that look and that vibe. I'd have to go back to painting in oils, of course, which is something I would like to do and go back to. It's just I think a lot of my paint has dried up by now, and so it's like a thing of having to go and resupply a bunch of colors and a bunch of stuff because I have not been using them. Don't remember if I asked you before, but have you seen Nerd Forge on YouTube? The name sounds familiar, but there's a lot of Forge type things that I come across. No, I don't think I've seen Nerd Forge before. Now that I'm like looking at her face. I spent 20 days building a gothic fantasy city. That looks pretty cool. Looks like fun stuff. I'll check that out. I like watching other people like build stuff and make stuff and do creative things. I like building stuff too, and like puzzles and things like that. Actually, on Sunday, so Sunday nights, usually my sister comes over because her husband will like work like Sunday afternoon, Sunday nights. And so, like, her and the kids will stop by after church, and, like, we'll eat dinner together and, you know, watch movies or read books or play games together. And she didn't want her eldest son playing a bunch of video games all day. And so I had this puzzle set that I got for Christmas. The puzzle set, once you put all the pieces together, it's a shotgun that shoots rubber bands. Oh, I overshot it a lot. But yeah, that's how we spent our Sunday together. Instead of him playing a bunch of video games, we built this. Oh. A part came off because I had dropped it earlier. But I'm gonna pop that back in place. But yeah. I like seeing people like do puzzles and like build stuff. I also have a revolver. I built this on Christmas Day just because I didn't want to dwell on the fact that Mother was not there with us. So I made this on Christmas, and I was waiting for an occasion to make the shotgun with my nephew together. And what better time than, you know, him not being able to play video games. And so I was like, do you want to build this? And he was like, no, that looks really complicated. And so at first he was just watching me make the stuff, and then I was like, well, can you hand me piece D5? And so we spent the next 2 hours making the puzzle together, and then he was like, this is actually kind of fun. But it got to a point where, you know, he's a kid, his patience ran out, and he's like, when is it gonna be finished? I was like, it'll be finished when it's finished. Like, hold your horses, kid. Thought I saw a fly, but it was just like a piece of something in the air. There's one where she paints the same painting in 1 hour and 100 hours. Really interesting to see the difference. I've thought about doing stuff like that. Doing timed work and stuff like that. I've seen like other creatives like paint like they'll draw something like on a bigger, like a canvas, a big regular size canvas or a piece of paper, and then they just gradually get smaller and smaller as they go. I've seen people do stuff like that, but that might be interesting to see. 1 versus 100 hours of work. To see what details she included in the 1 hour time span that she had that still kind of made it into the final piece. What things were important initially that still kind of flowed and stayed important. It's not my favorite jellyfish that I've painted, but I still like it. Oh, and in case anybody was wondering why I call my niece Jelly Bean, I don't know. I was trying to think up a nickname for her after she was born because each kid has their own specific nickname that I've given them. And so I was just like, this one needs a nickname. And one day I picked her up and I was just like, come here, Jelly Bean! And then I said Jelly Bean a couple times and then she smiled at me and I'm like, this is now your name forever and always. With other kids, there is more thought put into, but that one is just like, this is you now. You are Jelly Bean. She can walk now, which is just crazy to me, because it's like, you were just born. What are you talking about? What do you mean she's walking and she can get up on the counters almost? Like, what are you talking about, Angelina? That's crazy. You have a newborn. You don't have a 1-year-old. Time just flies. And it's not stopping anytime soon. It's really nice seeing kids grow and change and stuff, though. Seeing how they go from being, you know, this small little blob on a monitor to these precious little babies to being these toddlers forming their own wants and identities and stuff, and then eventually they're a kid and they're telling you about their favorite cartoon and their favorite food and what friends they have at school and what season of Fortnite it currently is. And sometimes when you look at them, you don't see the 9-year-old telling you about the Fortnite skins that he wants for his birthday. He's, you know, you look at him and he's still that infant that you used to hold. It's crazy. Life just keeps going on. People keep changing and growing, and it's beautiful. I'm going to dry this base. I need to do like a deep conditioning on some of these brushes. Like clean them and then just like... Sometimes when they get like really frayed or like there's a lot stuck in them, I'll get like hair conditioner and just like rub it in there. I don't know if that's a thing you're supposed to do. That's a thing that I do from time to time. I'm not saying it's recommended. I'm not even saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying it's something that I do. So if you do it and it breaks your brushes or something terrible happens, like it opens up a a wormhole into another dimension, and then you're suddenly isekai'd into a Japanese high school where you have to fight to the death in order to pass entrance exams or something. I just said I conditioned my brushes. That's it. That got really out of hand. Out of nowhere. I don't even know if that's a show concept. It just popped out of my mouth. I don't know why I'm doing this dark cloud when I don't even like the way that the background color is. This is not exactly the way I usually do things. I'm not gonna say it's a mistake. So we don't make mistakes here. We have happy accidents. Have to put down some more white. Usually the white clump just gets larger and larger every week, but I think I actually didn't put down enough white today. Yeah. Only happy accidents, no mistakes. No, I need to watch Breaking Bad. I have not seen it. Like, when I see a meme, and I know references to the show and stuff because, you know, it's so widely popular, but... Love this song. I haven't seen it. Like, I would see my mom watching it sometimes, I think. But, as far as, like, sitting down, watching a full episode, I have not done. I've even seen parodies of different moments of the show, but I have not seen the actual show. I've only seen up to season 3 or 4. Okay. There's 5 seasons, right? A little bit of black and a lot of white. I was gonna make a joke about my genealogy, but both my parents are black. Yeah, 5. Thought it was like 7 or something. 5 seasons isn't too long. It's not like it's Smallville with its 10 seasons or Supernatural with its 12. I remember back in the day when Smallville was still airing, my sisters had a YouTube channel, and they would talk about movies and pulp culture and stuff, and it was pretty successful for the time of YouTube. The era of YouTube that they were in, but they would talk about Smallville for a while, when it got to like the last season or two. Or NCIS, yes! I can't believe that's still going on. I can't believe that show outlasted my mother. That's a little morbid, but it's like they're making new episodes, and my mom is not here to watch them. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. I thought it was still going, or maybe it ended this year. I stopped seeing it on the DVR because my sister, it had 22 seasons. NCIS still on air, question mark? Yes, it's still on the air. Season 22 is expected to premiere in... Oh wait, that said in 2024. What? Oh, it premiered in September 2024, so I guess it's still going on. Wait, Wikipedia says to be announced. I guess it hasn't officially premiered yet? Or the ending date of it? Yeah, I guess it's still going on. Because the last episode hasn't aired yet. Yep, it's still going on. It's crazy. It still has decent ratings. Impressive. I mean, my mom would watch it, and then I'd be like, it's still going on? She was like, it's still going on. I'm like, ain't so-and-so not on the show anymore? She's just like, nope. They left. I'm just like, okay, mama. This is that one guy, he left. I can't think of any of the characters' names besides Gibbs right now. That one guy left, and he was on Bull, which was a law drama that my mom would also watch. Anything that had to do with cops or the law or crime scene investigation, or yeah, my mom was all about those types of shows. Any type of law-related drama my mom was watching. And sometimes I'll just be like, Mom, this show, the premise of it makes no sense. Like, there was this one time, I don't know if she kept up with the show, but it was like a Russian Sherlock Holmes type thing. But he had like this kind of super ability when it came to smelling things. Like he could smell something and know exactly where something was manufactured or the chemical compound, something like that, but he had a super nose for his detective skill. One day I was just like, Mom, what are you watching? Stuff did not have to be in English. It didn't have to be made in this country. She just loved watching things about law, order, and justice. She loved seeing good succeed and triumph over evil. As a matter of fact, when real life law cases, yeah, I guess that superpower came in handy. I don't. It was really weird. It was a weird show. But if there were ever like real life law cases that she was following, where the law did not act according to justice, she would watch The Punisher. Like when Casey Anthony got off for killing her daughter, my mom watched The Punisher because she was just so upset, and she was just like, I need to see, she's like, justice failed, I need to see some punishment. And she just had such a strong sense of right and wrong. And she loved seeing good guys prevail. Yeah, she was nice. She was real sweet too. But she was like super quiet and like she was super quiet, and I mean, you could get her talking about certain things, don't get me wrong. And if there was injustice within, if rules were broken in the house, whether that was the kids or one of us or something, she would always spoke her mind and spoke her piece. And if things were happening, in people's lives, she was always there for people at the church, and she was real quiet, but her gentle quietness was just always a comfort to people that didn't know her that well, and to people that knew her well. She was a joy to be around. And every year, our church, we've been doing it for like the past 3-4 years, maybe 3. That we did this specific drive. We would do like other like can drives or clothing drives or school supply drives for, you know, people in need. But I started this drive for this local pregnancy crisis center that helps women, not just like when they have the baby, but up until like the kid is 2. Like they'll still supply like medical like diapers and clothes and financial support. And so I found this place and I organized a drive, and we would take in donations from not just from our church, but like other churches and like other people around. And my mom would like do all like the shopping for the like the baby clothes and the things that people needed and stuff. She just had she was real passionate about helping people and just being a light in this dark, cold world. I'm glad I get to carry on her legacy. It's strange not seeing a bunch of cop shows on the DVR anymore, because my mom was literally the only one watching them. How long ago since she passed? She passed away in September, so it's only been a few months. Some days it's still really fresh, and then other days it's not as fresh. I didn't know how to make a good comparison right then, but thank you. I appreciate that. Just looking at this on the monitor, I was just like, wow, that's really bright. the background and stuff. I'm glad there's such a contrast between what is has, you know, the image of Jesus on the cross and then the light behind. I still got 20 minutes. What else makes me joyful? What else? I can always paint a mountain. I love painting mountains. When I was younger, painting mountains was like I don't know, it just seemed like the bee's knees of hard things to do. But you would kill for $10 right now. I wanna... I mean, everything has been kind of bright. I think I'll stick with the bright theme. I thought about doing like a night scene, but I think a day scene might be fine. I wonder if I have time to do like a mountain with a reflection in the water. It's been a long time since I've done one of those. Yeah, please don't kill someone for $10. Did you ever figure out what was wrong with your keyboard? I need some more blue. Not blue, I need more white. I don't know why I'm saying blue when staring at white. Wait, Sabrina didn't tell me what time we were going to the movies. She just said we were going to the movies. I was gonna cook dinner. I guess my brother could always cook dinner. This is too blue. I think it's fine for a sky. I just need some... to create a gradient. That's all. Because it gets lighter the closer you are to the horizon. And it's looking too flat. You can always darken up the edges. wondering if I should try doing oils again on Thursday. It's been a long time. I have to check to see if they're all dry or not, but I haven't painted in oils since I finished this 4-foot painting. That was in 2023. I don't think I used oils at all last year. I was just strictly acrylic because I was just trying to, the drying time with oils is the thing, because the paint doesn't technically dry, it just oxidizes and eventually just hardens. So you're just waiting for, it takes a while. I don't know if I have enough like linseed oil, paints, and paint thinner. I might do oils on Thursday. But if I do oils on Thursday, I'm definitely gonna have to wear an apron because I tend to get oil paint all over the place. I don't know why. I'm just very messy when it comes to oil. Would love to see an oil painting. Okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot on a mini to refresh my brain on how to go about oils, because it is a different layering process going from acrylic to oil. It's strange because I go from doing water-based stuff. Like I do acrylic during the day on streams, and then at night I work on Baker. And then sometimes for funsies, I'll try my hand at digital stuff. Like I have Procreate, like the pocket version of Procreate on my phone, and so I'll try out digital artwork every now and again. Oh, we have D&D this Saturday. I just thought about that. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I'll go from... I'll do like a bunch of different mediums all in like a day or a week, and then like sometimes if I'm like sketching something, I'll try to like zoom in like as if I'm using digital stuff, and then I'm like, okay, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense what I'm doing right now. And so my fear is that I'm gonna do stuff that I usually do for oils, for acrylic or watercolor when I switch to oils on Thursday. So either tonight or tomorrow I will just try to do some of that. Try different techniques and stuff so I could not accidentally paint in the wrong way. Touch of moisture. The paint is starting to dry out a little bit because it is near the 2-hour mark. That is not symmetrical. The point of this mountain is here, and then it's... Whoops. We're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. It is what it is at this point.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Exactly. Happy accidents. You could always change the shape of the bottom mountain to match the top mountain to match the bottom, rather, but I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. I'm going to add some land on the... Actually, I'm going to extend the water. Which one? I had... When I get further in to the painting, I will do something to make it look more like a reflection. I just wanted the basic shape of the mountains in there.
I did not do any. I just went straight for snow. I did not do like any highlights on this mountain. This mountain is all one shade. It's one color. It's just shadow. There's no highlights. There's no sunshine. It's just shadow. I'm not going for an exact reflection. I'm just going for close enough. I have done paintings in the past where I tried to do like a 1v1. I don't always. Why did I say 1v1? 1-for-1, like replication, like in the water and stuff. But I'm just short on time today. I want to make sure that I finish this rather quickly. Because I do have to figure out if I'm cooking dinner, if my brother's cooking dinner, what time the movie is, stuff like that. Life stuff. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that was watching me today, whether you're watching me on Twitch or YouTube. I appreciate your viewership. Because there's a million things you could be doing with your time. But you decided to watch me yap. to listen to me yap and to watch me paint. And that always means a lot, because, you know, there's a lot of things you could be doing with your time. You could be reading like I wish I had more time to, or make more time to read. You could be gaming, you could be sleeping, you could be eating, you could be watching someone else, but you decided to tune into me, and that makes me feel good. I'm thankful for the audience that I do have. I know I don't have the hugest audience in the world or anything like that. But I do appreciate the people that do watch me consistently and the people that do hop in and say hi, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the people that watch my shorts or watch my TikToks and share my content on Instagram and stuff like that. It's always humbling to see people supporting me. I never get a big head about it because it's always just like, why? Well, it's like it's kind of looks like I don't get it. I don't see all the appeal, but people just keep coming back. There. Now it looks more reflection-like. And I'll put a little bit of snow, just a tiny bit. Maybe this is one of those warmer climates, and the mountain peaks, they, you know, it still gets cold because, you know, heat and elevation and stuff and science. You're just here for the good vibes, Left. I appreciate that. And awesome paintings, of course. Thanks. I do try to keep the environment and the feel as calm and chill as possible. Cause there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world, like all the time. Whether you watch the news or not, there's just a lot of craziness in the world all the time. And so I like to supply people with some good vibes, some chill tunes, and just a place to escape for a little bit, away from the craziness of the day-to-day. At least that's what I try to do, while also making tiny art. But Thursday, not so tiny. Alright, these are the 4 paintings for today. We have beach, nice wonderful beach sunset. We got a little jellyfish. We got Jesus on the cross, and then we got some mountains. All things that make me joyful in some way or the other. Yeah, that's it for today. If you guys want to check out my website, it is tinasexportraits.com. That's where you can go to check out all the paintings that I have available. That's where you can go to commission me to do more tiny paintings or larger paintings. Like I said, I do make larger stuff, and I do have large stuff beside me and behind me. But yeah, that's where you guys can go if you want to check out more of my artwork. You can also check out the actual text portraits that I have, like portraits made out of words, not just tiny paintings. Let's see if I have one I could pull up real quick. Do I? What is this? Nope, that's not it. Okay. I thought I had one, just but then I started going through and I'm like, oh, a lot of these images are just named image_1, image parentheses 7. I'm like, okay. That does not help me in the least bit. But yeah, I do I make text portraits, portraits of people out of their, out of words. That's another thing that I do. If you guys want to check that out, you can go to my website. But I will catch you guys on Thursday. Have a wonderful Tuesday and a blessed Wednesday. And yeah, have a good time, have a good vibe.